All right, captains, so we are back at it again, and this time we are on the Legendary Ambassador. I decided to take this ship out tonight and build her out for this upcoming weekend's theme stream, which is She's Got the Right Name. And this is all about the Enterprises, all the hero ships from the NX, and unfortunately all the way to the J. And we're going to do this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I wanted to build out the ambassador because I haven't really used it. So we're gonna test her out. We've sort of made her a channel tank-ish with changes a couple of things here and there, and we'll see how she does. But we'll go over the build quickly here. We're gonna go over the weapons, space sets, and consoles. So I named her the USS NC, and my thinking of building her this way was thinking of the Enterprise C and how it was in yesterday's Enterprise. She had to endure fighting a bunch of Romulan ships, so she had to be tough. She also had to have some firepower on her, so we sort of gave her as much as we could in terms of weapons as well as some sort of tankiness abilities, and that's going to come through with all the consoles. So for the four weapons here, we have two phaser beam arrays that are crit DM damage times 3 with pen modifiers. We also use the prolonged engage phaser beam, which we're using the two-piece, and the two-piece paired with the prolonged photon torpedo will give me 7.5% recharge time on all bridge officer abilities. So we're using it for not only the looks, but also the bridge officer cooldown. And we've put that here in the aft. But in the fore, still the gravimetric photon torpedo, which is one of my favorite torpedoes in game. Space set, nothing too different. We went with Elite Fleet Intervention Protomatter Deflector, the prevailing innervated impulse engines from the Comp Mine rep, Mycelial Harmonic Matter Antimatter Core, and the Utilities Review pending Modified Shield, with both these are from the rep, Discovery rep. And then the aft weapons, we have three phaser beam arrays that are crit DM damage 3 pen modifiers, and again the prolonged engagement photon. Devices, we got the red matter capacitor, our friend the Kobayashi Maru, temporal negotiator to help with cooldown still, and a battery energy amplifier which gives plus 20% bonus energy weapon damage. Consoles, we went with the Ion Storm to generate the threat when we're running in team. And then here comes our universal oh crap console. So the Sif linkage, the protomatter field projector, the iterative structural capacitor, the regenerative integrity field, the DPRM or the dynamic power redistribute module, the point defense bombardment warhead, and of course this alone gives you plus 25% projectile damage and 1% critical chance, but the two-piece gives us plus 33% phaser damage. That's what we're looking for there as well. And this is a great oh crap button. And then also we also use the domino on here to, it also gives plus 15% phaser damage, and it's also increases the fire cycle haste. And the reason for that I will share when we get to the stations. And then three energetic protomatter matrix infusers, which gives us plus 39.4 phaser damage and plus 6.5 projectile weapon damage, and gives us a chance to gain a stack of hull shield healing when activating firing modes. So the stations, here we have emergency powered engines, Heisenberg amplifier, which is going to proc the uncon to cool down our universals. Emergency powered weapons 3, distributed targeting, torpedo spread 1 and FAW 2. And that's why I used, again, domino to help sort of help our tactical situation here. And that's why I went rank 3 with emergency powered weapons. We're building it a little differently. Violent impulse burst for the uncon proc. Same thing with emit unstable warp bubble. Override subsystem safeties 3 to give more to make our weapons hot. Reverse shield polarity 3, hazard emitters 1, photonic officer for the cooldown, and then scramble sensors 2 for, again, the uncon proc. Traits, nothing too different from what we've been using again with the tank build that we did recently on the Sov. Good day to die, superior beam training, context is for kings, imposing presence, decided to use redirected armor plating, inspirational leader, unconventional systems, Terran targeting systems, intelligent agent attaché, and of course Boimler's effect again for the cooldown. Our starship traits, ETM, history wheel member, which comes from the T6 Narendra actually, which is also the ambassador, honor dead, emergency weapon cycle, and superior going the extra mile. Space reps, we decided to go a little bit more for resistance rating, 12.5 bonus all damage resistance rating from advanced hull reinforcement, advanced targeting system for the critical chance, temporal flux, which gives plus 37.5 all damage resistance for damage over time and hazard effects, because Borg love to do that, automated protomatter conduits, and Tyler's duality. DOS, we couldn't do anything, we couldn't use our attack pattern beta, so we had to take the neural DOF off, so we just went with projectile officer giving us more crit severities when we fire the photons we do fire. The con officer, which recharges evasive maneuvers with emergency powered engines. Space warfare specialist for more increased damage versus the Borg. Boimler, just because it's Boimler, his face just makes me laugh. And fabrication engineer to increase the duration of reverse shield polarity. So what we're going to do is test this out the first phase, just like we did with the Sovereign, to see if I die or not. Hopefully I don't panic enough, but I use this to try to time my ability so that I don't use everything at once. And usually for the type of runs we do nightly here, it should be good enough.
The situation is grim.
Again, I don't tout to be the best shipbuilder. This is also just mostly for fun. And like I said, I wanted to try to keep both in mind a little bit of offense and defense because of how she was portrayed in canon as Enterprise C defending that KDF outpost against the Romulans. So we will see how she does.
Scanning the nanite transporter. Got it. Additional data is available.
You will be born.
think she did really well. There was a second there where I was clinching just a little, not gonna lie. But just like how we tested out the Sovereign and then did a couple runs on her, she did fine. And that was kind of what we were going for. Exactly what we were going for. Yeah, so there is the build for the Legendary Ambassador that we will be using on her for our theme stream this weekend. And she's a great ship. She is one of my favorite ships in canon. Very, very... She has all the right notes. She really does. So... Again, we build these things here on our Twitch stream just for fun, just to try things out. And again, I do highly recommend, if anyone can get the ship, to do so. This was part of the Legendary 11th Anniversary bundle. So when that comes up, just recommend getting it because she is a great ship to have in your fleet.